TurboTenant and Odoo both promise to streamline your property management and increase your profits, but there's a critical flaw in one of them that most reviewers completely overlook, and it could be costing you money and tenants. After using both platforms side by side, the real winner became crystal clear. If you're deciding between TurboTenant and Odoo, what I found might save you from a major headache. Here's the truth. So, let's get straight to the heart of this TurboTenant versus Odoo debate. The thing is, they aren't even in the same category. It's like comparing a specialized power tool to a whole workshop. Your choice here completely depends on what kind of property business you're running and what kind of business owner you are. TurboTenant is built from the ground up for one person, the independent landlord. I'm talking about you managing a handful of properties, maybe it's your side hustle or maybe your main gig. The entire platform is designed to make your life easier as an individual managing a few units. We're talking about fast tenant screening, seamless online rent collection, and getting your rental listing on dozens of sites with one click. Its strength is in its simplicity and its focus. You don't need a manual or a tech degree to use it. It just works, right? But don't just take my word for it. When I looked into what other landlords were saying about this landlord property management software, their experiences matched mine perfectly. There's this landlord who shared in a review that TurboTenant makes both him and his tenants happy. He specifically loved that successful rent payments are reported to credit bureaus, which helps his tenants build their credit as well as pay him. It says that the interface is also easy to use with great workflows, and he uses the paid version for unlimited e-sign documents. He also highlighted how posting listings is quick and easy, and that all of his tenants have come from the sites that TurboTenant automatically posts to. So that's the kind of real-world result that matters, right? And on the other hand, Odoo is a completely different beast. It is a massive, all-in-one business management system known as an ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning application. So property management is just one small module that you can add to it, but it's a much larger system. Its power is in its deep customization and the fact that it can connect with your property operations, with your accounting, or your sales with your CRM, and every other part of a large business with multiple aspects to it. One Odoo user explained this perfectly, saying that unlike other ERPs, Odoo fulfills the needs of businesses that rent out products or property. He loved that they didn't need a separate rental management system and then struggle to integrate it, because Odoo's rental app is already built in and connected to everything else. They have everything all at once, all together. So in this TurboTenant versus Odoo face-off, it kind of boils down to this. TurboTenant is for landlords who want a sharp, specialized tool to manage rentals efficiently and quickly and easily. Odoo is for perhaps a larger company that needs to manage property as just one piece of a much bigger operational puzzle, and they want all those integrations and all those apps, right? So now that we see the core difference between the two, let's look at what you're actually signing up for. The features aren't just a list of checkboxes. They define your entire workflow and they affect what you're able to do. So I tested every major tool, and the split became even clearer. Let's start with TurboTenant. If you're a landlord who values your time, this platform feels like it was built just for you. Their priority is speed and efficiency. The first thing you do right off the bat is add your property, and that's incredibly straightforward. Within a few minutes, you can have your listing live on sites like Zillow and Apartment.com and others, all at the same time. This is the start of your entire workflow, and TurboTenant makes it painless. And then once you have tenants, the lease guide feature lets you create a state-specific lease agreement, add your tenants, and send it out for e-signatures in a few clicks. Just another example of the workflow that is really simplified and more efficient. So I used to dread the paperwork that I would have to do, for example, and now it's all automated and all in one place, and it's much faster and easier to do. Then there's the rent payments system. So this is not just about collecting money online. It provides a secure way for tenants to pay, and you get a clear history of everything. So you get all the notes, all the information, and the tenants have an ability to pay in a single place. But one of the best features I found is the access management. So in case you don't want to do everything at once, you can actually invite other people, like a coworker or a handyman, to help manage your account, so they can be like an admin or an assistant with limited access to different features. This is a game changer if you want to share the workload without actually sharing your main account password, so each person will have different abilities with the account. They'll be able to do different parts of the work. Like you can assign one person to this area and another person to that area, whatever their specialty is. And your tenants they get their own portal, they get their own space to deal with their documents and their payments. They can pay rent, they can see their history, and they can submit maintenance requests as well as message you. So this has cut down a lot of back and forth emails and a lot of complaints about not being able to stay in contact and a lot of delays. But the feature that really ties everything together is the Documents tab. This is where you can upload and store all of your property documents, such as leases, insurance, repair receipts, all in a single secure place. No more digging through your emails or having a messy filing cabinet or messy filing system on your computer where you have to go through 3 different layers of files inside 3 different other files. And yeah, honestly, it's a lot easier to actually have all your documents in one place organized automatically for you. And honestly, the feedback from other landlords does confirm this kind of hands-on experience that I've had. As one user said, and I quote, "You can completely manage your property through this app. Lease, payments, messaging, maintenance requests, expense recording, everything." So yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. All in one, like just right there and convenient. Another landlord praised the professional credit reports and said that he was glad that he uses it. And this sentiment isn't just on review sites. I was digging through Reddit and I found a thread where a new landlord asked for a simple platform to manage a 2-family home for rent payments and expenses, right? Just what's a good recommendation? And one user replied suggesting apartments.com or TurboTenant. And another added that he ran into the same problem with a duplex and he wanted to know, and TurboTenant was the only thing simple enough to handle payments and screening without turning into a mess of spreadsheets for him, and that was his preference. So that's some of the real-world proof that TurboTenant delivers on its promise of simplicity and power, and people tend to use it well and enjoy it and talk well about it. Alright, now let's look at Odoo's features. This platform is a modular powerhouse. The property management features are one part of its rental app, and there's a lot of other modules that you can integrate. Odoo officially states that their rental application is designed for businesses that offer rental services. They highlight benefits like automated processes, seamless integration with other Odoo modules like sales and accounting, and advanced reporting. So if you're a large business that rents out equipment or manages a massive portfolio and you need that data to flow basically directly into your main company accounting system and all of your data flows have to be organized, this integration with all of the other modules is a huge advantage. But here's the thing that I found during my TurboTenant versus Odoo testing. That deep integration is Odoo's main event, right? That's its thing. It integrates these tools together. For a dedicated landlord, it might feel like you've bought a Formula One car just to go to the grocery store. It's really powerful, and having all those modules exist is great, but it might be overkill for what you actually need, and it might overcomplicate things and add too many overcomplicated options that you don't actually need to use. But TurboTenant, on the other hand, it's not just a set of tools that are endless and how you can all integrate them together. It is a complete purpose-built system for landlord success, and it has all the tools that you need and everything concise in one place. Its focused approach simply delivers a faster, smoother, and more reliable experience day in and day out. And I've seen that in the comments and in the reviews. It removes a lot of the friction in the process, and in property management, less friction usually means more profit, right? And each platform has a lot more tools and different features that you can get into, but neither of these platforms are going to be the best for any one person. Neither of them is a perfect platform. So to make the best choice in the Odoo versus TurboTenant decision, you need to be aware of some of the downsides to each platform as well. So for TurboTenants, for example, one user complained that a payment process failed and felt that the app was too limiting for payment methods. Now, in my time using it, I've not actually run into any kind of payment failures, but if a payment ever does fail, it is kind of the issue that can usually be sorted out with a quick message to their support, or the tenant trying a different card, or maybe it's an issue with the bank, something like that. Now, with Odoo, the issues I found were more about the platform's complexity and stability. One user's review was titled "Waste of Money." He said he wouldn't recommend Odoo due to numerous technical issues, poor performance, a slow database, and slow support. He felt it was more like an unfinished product than a professional solution, like a lot of different things, but neither of them worked as good as they could, right? So I've experienced some kind of lag myself, especially when all of the modules are running at the same time. It is part of the trade-off with such a massive customizable system. I don't know if you can not run all of it at the same time, but they are trying to be an everything to every business kind of thing. And sometimes that comes at the cost of pure speed and simplicity, right? So for a landlord who just needs to quickly approve a tenant or log a repair, that slowdown can be a real frustration if it gets in the way. When it comes to pricing between these two, both TurboTenant and Odoo have very different models, which makes sense given their different targets. TurboTenant's pricing is pretty straightforward and landlord friendly. They have a very capable free plan for a lot of the basics, and then their premium plan is a clear, flat monthly fee that unlocks all of the powerful features we talked about and a lot of other stuff. So for an active landlord, the value is immediately clear and it's right there, right? Odoo has a more complex pricing structure. They offer a free plan as well, but it's very limited. Their paid plans are per user per month, and you have to pay extra for each app or module that you activate, including the rental property module. So the cost can kind of scale up quickly depending on how many people need access and how many parts of the system you use, etc. So if you want to check those out, make sure to click that link in the description below for TurboTenant's latest pricing or any of the different pricing structures for Odoo and any promotions that they're running. I'll do my best to keep them updated so that you get the best deal. So, after all of this testing, where does this TurboTenant versus Odoo battle leave us? Well, if you are more of an independent landlord or a small property manager and your goal is to simply create a better and more efficient workload and you're just trying to find great tenants more quickly and to get paid on time without all this technical headache, then I think TurboTenant is more the tool for you. It's the specialized tool that just works. So, to get started with their available special offers, use the link in the description below.